Alright everybody, welcome to tonight's Running Goody Inspired ARCA series, live from EchoPark Speedway. Right now, due to controversies starting out, Shane Hart unfortunately will not be able or eligible for the playoffs. So AJ Thompson, who's not here tonight, will automatically get that spot. Right now, Mike Hauser leads the way in practice. A little short warm-up practice, nothing too special. Top five to run: Hauser, Henning, Gibson, Williams, and Ward. That's your top five. Lyota, Maddox, Jorno, Glover, Darcy Harr rounds out the top 10. Yeah, they're just going to be switching a couple of times here. See right here, this is what you got to look forward to, folks. Drafting on a 1.5-mile speedway. Whoever came up with this idea to reconfigure this track, it was a great idea. Very great concept. Right now, Henderson and Shane Hart go 12th and 13th. Robert McKay in the one, making his debut tonight. Show is, well, I'm actually going to update training paints on my side and see. I was going to, but I guess I can't. Give me 1 second here. Let me see something. Get some of these drivers, see if their paint will update. So with 2 minutes to go, Mike Hauser leads the way, and I'll get that off. See the paint reloading for several drivers. Kind of odd that 2 drivers only were sponsorless, so I need to update the paint real fast. Hayden Williams is back right now, sitting third. Has had him and Colt Ward both have had some of the best upbringings, some of the best debuts, races that I've ever seen. And both Ward and Williams is in the field tonight. Now there's Robert McKay. Little Jamie McMurray throwback, making his debut tonight. Kurt Gibson as well. Of course, a lot of you know Kurt from longtime viewers before we started this. Hunter Azell slides in 7th quickest. McKay actually will slide in 9th, so 33 seconds to go. Mike Hauser leading the way again. Stephen Henning, Hayden Williams, Aaron Stanton, and Kurt Gibson top 5. Josh Anderson actually just slides into 6th. Joseph Maddox 7th. Hunter Rozelle 8th. Colton Ward 9th. And Robert McKay. As Jordan Giorno has crashed it early. Let's see what happened here. He's just, oh my God. I forgot to do one other thing. Jordan, what did you hit?
There was a Toyota there for me at the time. It disappeared as I hit it. It was a ghost.
Oh boy. I hope this isn't a precursor of what's to come. Mike Hauser again, fast in practice. We're actually going to ride on board with Mike Hauser. Well, right on board with him whenever his qualifying lap starts, he'll get up to speed.
Free to go below the yellow line in quali since it's too hard to check.
You said not to?
No, you can't.
Right now, Mike Hauser, Robert McKay goes top of the board. Stanton will go second. Right now, Stanton now top of the board. McKay goes in second. Giorno third. And right now, so Mike Hauser first in practice, third quickest right now. Several drivers have not posted a lap yet. One of them, Elijah Fisher, now, well, he just did. Goes second quickest. Stephen Henning. At the line, hitting first lap. Starts now, actually. Of course, Stephen Henning now coming off of a rough run at Daytona Monday night, or Daytona, a rough run Monday night at the Darlington race. Glover will actually slide in fifth quickest, but Stephen Henning looks to rebound, and where does he place? 14th for lap 1. Cannon right behind him.
Yeah, Mike's in our chat. I can relay that.
Right now, Henning looking to improve. The first lap for a lot of drivers, typically a throwaway lap. At the line, hitting below the apron. P2, Cannon will go P9. Actually, a tie. Shane Harr only 2,500s faster. Well, that being said, Bobby Hadaway has not posted a lap yet. Colton Ward has not posted one yet either. Well, that being said, let's pull in the driver to number 21. Shane Hard, Garrett Jenkins, got a copy?
I do. What's up, buddy?
Well, buddy, right now, judging by how much time we got left, the poll was yours. Of course, knowing tonight that you're not going to be a part of the playoffs, what's the plan, what's the strategy, and how do you race the 8 drivers going for the ARCA championship next week?
Well, tonight, we're just going to chase wins, I think. Race them hard, but race them clean. Make them earn it, right?
Yes, sir, buddy. Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan. As far as tonight goes, what is the plan? How do you plan on? Do you plan on staying at the front the majority of the night, or do you plan on riding in the back for a little while? What's to expect? Because this is not a typical super speedway track.
Yeah, it's really not. I really don't have a plan. I'm just going in here, try to have some fun. We'll see what happens from there, really. We're hoping for a good day, but, anything can happen at these super speedway tracks. So, yeah, we'll just say a prayer or two, and, hopefully we're there at the end. And one of our teammates are there at the end, and we can maybe push one of them to the win. So, yeah, that's about it.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Shane Hart rolling off from the pole tonight. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, man.
Yep. We'll wait for some drivers to appear. Of course, the points coming into the night, soon we can get them. Steven Henning starting in second. He knows that he is locked in with his one win. Let's see if we can't pull him up real quick. Steven Henning, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, talked about at the top of the show, Darlington did not go the way you wanted it to on the Cup side of things, but starting next week, you're going to have you're going to start chasing 2 championships, one for Cup, one for ARCA. How do you plan on getting through tonight, and what's the plan to handle a rather tricky restrictor plate like this?
Just kind of be there at the end, try and miss a big one. Just, typical super speedway stuff, try and stay up front as long as you can, and just, as I said, be there at the end, and hopefully it won't turn into what it was like at, Darlington there. That was just an absolute atrocity from my point of view. But yeah, like as I said, we just gotta execute all night on pit road and everything else.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. I'll go ahead and drop you back down. Steven,
All right, you have a good night.
You too. Steven Henning starting second. With that being said, I got to do my quick thing real fast. The intros. All right, everybody, welcome to EchoPark Speedway, Atlanta, whatever you want to call it. Got 5 sets of tires tonight, 4 in the pits, 1 on your car already. 100 laps, pace car speed limit's 55, pit road speed limit 45. Only 1 fast repair. Best of luck, guys. With that being said,
Thank you. Reminder, now that qualifying's over, sorry, you cannot go below the line, the yellow line. It goes back to the race. Good job of getting pulled there, Shane. Thanks, buddy. What happened to Kate?
with that being said, 100 laps on deck tonight. Trying new overlay combo, so I'm sorry if some things are not up to date. But with that being said, we're going to go through the field. Shane Harr on pole, Steven Henning Jr. running off second, Elijah Fisher in third, Kay Cannon fourth, Josh Henderson fifth, Mike Hauser is sixth, Jesse Glover, Aaron Stanton 7 and 8, Jordan Jorno, Darcy Harr in the 10th, Chris Loda and Kurt Gibson will round out the Fast 12. Go on back through the field here.
But he's good now.
Hayden Williams, Robert McKay, 13th, 14th, Hunter Zell, Joseph Maddox rounds out 15th and 16th, and Colton Ward and Bobby Hadaway will start from the tail end of this race tonight. Surprisingly quiet for the chat tonight. So tonight, really, this is just being that we know who's going to be racing for the championship a week early in ARCA. Really tonight, though it is for points, this might just be a little bit of a break these drivers need. Aaron Stanton, Kay Ken, and Steven Henning Jr., Jorno, Fisher, Lyota, Mike Hauser, and AJ Thompson knows that next week they will be in pursuit of an ARCA Championships. Playoff starts next week because of that. That being said, Shane Horr, Steven Henning brings them down to the start zone. We are rolling and we're underway from EchoPark. Right now, bottom lane, a little bit more organization. You see the Fords already jumping up to the top lane. Right now, Henderson now. Hard going to jump up, go to Toyotas, but here comes Josh Henderson in with his brother Aaron Stanton at the line. Henderson up to cover. Stanton looking back down to the bottom. Josh Henderson will lead lap 1 from Atlanta. Here comes Stanton now back on the outside. One car in the wall, that would be Darcy Harr. No harm, no foul, keep it straight. Aaron Stanton now was in the lead momentarily. Here comes Shane Harr back to the bottom of the track, 3 wide, intact. Harr now, starting on pole, trying to lead lap 2. 3 wide at the line. Not ideal this early in the race. Somebody's going to give room. Well, nobody decides not to give room. So right now, Henderson stuck in the middle. Stanton now has 2 more drivers off the wall, Fisher and Hauser. Think so sure. Steven Henning got a piece of the wall there. Right now, Josh Henderson still stuck 3 wide, trying to get a way back down. Finally, valiantly, he'll slide in between Stanton and Fisher. Now, Aaron Stanton put 3 wide. Back to 2 immediately. Jorno lets him down. Right now, Shane Harr, no surprise to see him up front. A lot of you know him from the Midnight Racing League. That's ran on Fridays and Saturday nights. Speaking of Midnight Racing League, the Super Speedway Series returns to the Raging Idiot Racing Network August 10th. And right now, Stan with another great run with his brother Josh Henderson in tow. Kurt Gibson's rallied up to 4th. Jorno and McKay.
Sorry. Oh, good. I was hanging on for dear life, too.
Right now, through the first 5 laps, so far so good. You can see where your favorite manufacturer is running right now. That is Chevrolet, Chevrolet, Toyota, Chevrolet, and then a Ford. That is the top 5. Aaron Stanton now leads again. Of course, Aaron Stanton pretty much knew coming into tonight he was already locked into the playoffs right from the get-go with his back-to-back wins to start off the season at Daytona and Richmond. Stanton with 3 wins of the season. Oh, big crash! Elijah Fisher tore up.
Yellow.
Just let me get time to hit it, please. I'll stay.
I'm sorry, Kurt. I tried to lift and immediately got bumped.
So,
from
God
behind.
almighty,
Sorry,
I got everybody. Near about.
Checking out for face.
Kurt Gibson involved. Was having a great run early.
We were having fun up there, boys.
Anybody want to take responsibility of direct? It's going to get reviewed either way, but if you want to come honest about it, now's the time. Okay, nobody wants to, so. Going down the back straightaway, we're just going to look at Jordan Jorno's perspective here. So the 1 gives the 84 a shot.
The pit lane in this track is so wonky. Why did it open like when we had no time?
Like it opens for the actual entrance of pit road when we're already past the bit on the apron, so we would get an unsafe exit. You have to guess when it's going to open.
Jordan, what happened there?
I'm going to be slow on the apron of the backstretch because I don't have a spotter, so I'm going to try to turn that on.
What'd you say, Kurt?
What happened? Like a bad push or what?
I lifted for you, and
All right, after reviewing the incident, the 1 gives a shot to the 84, causing the 84 to hit the 54 off center. The 1 will get the EOL for this incident. Thank you.
all right, there's your answer. Sorry again, Kurt. I tried not to hit you.
You're good, brother. I'm good.
So already under caution tonight. Bad shot to the 84 from the 1 sends about 3 or 4 cars careening into the outside wall. Couple of drivers on pit road. Colton Ward, one of them. What can you say about this kid? Before this race is over, he will be at the front competing for the win. Monday night, him and Aaron Stanton won a great battle to watch. At the end, Colton Ward was able to upset, in a way, Aaron Stanton, who had led 100 laps at 184. And Colton Ward had only led 52. Ward trying to sweep the week and inspired.
I got to take the low care there. You didn't realize I threw the neutral by accident.
You're good. You just woke me up. That's all.
So 92 to go. Shane Hart, Aaron Stanton first and second. Jordan Jorno, Joseph Maddox, and Mike Hauser. That is the top 5. Darcy Hart, Chris Lyotta, Bobby Hadaway, Hayden S. Williams, and Kate Cannon. That is the top 10. Elijah Fisher still in the pits. Probably had to tow it back. That car getting destroyed in that first wreck. So Fisher will have some work to do. Get caught back up into this thing. Kurt Gibson 1 lap down. And Shane Hart and Aaron Stanton bringing us down.
Green flag, green flag.
Great jump by the 21. They're going to be able to clear both lanes, but a lot of disorganization from both lanes. Well, right now, Shane, 3/10 of a second lead coming off the 2. He's going to be a sit and go. It's going to be hard to really control both lanes. He's going to cover the 84 Jordan, but here comes the run for Stanton up top. Shane utilizing the lane control. If you watch the MMS races and the HGR events, Jacob Rose, you'll hear me talk a lot about the lane control. Jordan Jorno leading now. Will lead his first laps officially tonight. 90 to go. And right now, Mike Hauser trying to make something happen on that bottom lane. Great run by Hauser Monday night in the Cup Series at Darlington. Was able to rally back, finish 3rd or 4th. Careful. As right now you see Jorno really covering Shane. Really going wherever that 21 was going, the 84 was going to win, and I can tell you Shane Harris. Shane Harris is not going to appreciate that all that much. There it is, another aggressive block for the 84. Right now, if you're Jordan Jorno, still that elusive first win has not came in neither series. Been fast through the last half of this season. But that 84, he's desperate for a win. Here comes Joseph Maddox to the bottom of the 84. Of course, Maddox, a rough debut in the Cup Series. As Jorno's going to get potentially put 3 wide, several drivers taking evasive action to keep it 2 by 2. But going back to Max, it was a rough debut at ARCA or in the Cup Series at Darlington. We're really looking to try to show that that was just one bad race of a debut. Darlington, a very difficult track to run. Whereas you come to a track like EchoPark or Atlanta, call it whatever you want. You know, it's pretty much anybody's ball game as long as they avoid the big one. See Har now quickly to the inside. Got tired running behind the 84. Shane Har's led 6 laps already tonight, looking to make it 7. He'll come up and cover the 84 down the back straightaway. A little dicey from the bottom lane. Maddox, very dicey down the back straightaway. And right now, Shane Har's race to win for the moment. Still a very long way to go. 85 to go at the line. See another push from the 84. Of course, you gotta be careful going. You gotta be careful going across the back bumper. As you see right there, a little bit of a bobble from the 21. You gotta be easy where you push at with these cars. They do not like being pushed off centered. Right on board now with Shane Har. See the bottom lanes kind of, or the outside lanes kind of fell apart. Maddox wanted to go out there and try and make the pass. Shane said, no, sir. Well, if you're Shane Har, you ain't got nothing to lose tonight. You're not involved in the playoffs. A gut wrench to the driver to 21. As he's going, was about to get took 3 wide. He'll cover the 43 of Mike Hauser, but a gut wrench to the 21. But he knows that he is a championship contender on Monday night in the Cup Series. See Maddox now. See now, Maddox covers the bottom. Now Justin Maddox looking to officially lead. Looking to officially lead his first laps tonight. And at the line, Jorno denies it. Jorno back out front. I mean, Maddox missed it by inches when being able to lead that first lap. See, right now, you see a lot of drivers scraping the wall for 2. This track, not your stereotypical restrictor plate, obviously, as Darcy Har has worked himself into the top 5. It's much tighter here. You don't got the room that you want at Daytona or Talladega. Even easier to get the wall here as Aaron Stanton now looks to the outside of his teammate Shane Har looking to go up. We will be coming up on the lap car of Elijah Fisher, so not the real official one and biggest movers of the race. Joseph wrecking! Kurt Gibson. Kurt Gibson involved in his second incident of the night. That will give Fisher the free pass to get back on the lead lap. Gibson would have been eligible, but he is involved in a wreck. Let's go back and see what happened. Net code, plain as day. One thing you got to look at for net code, you got to look at and see if net code wasn't a factor, would they have still made contact? We're going to take it slow-mo here down the back straightaway. See, sun's right.
72, you said I got wall?
How did I pass under yellow? I'm behind Aaron. I was second, and somehow I get a passing under yellow.
I think it's that pit road entry, I think.
That's so weird, because I never passed Aaron, and I was in second.
Chatter, please. So right here down the back straightaway in the 3, we're looking at it one more time. Net code. After reviewing of the incident between the 72 and the 51, net code is the cause of the caution. There will be no EOLs at this time. Thank you. The knock tonight Kurt Gibson wanted.
Yeah, sorry, Kurt. I didn't think I got you there, and all of a sudden my mirror, you just snapped. So I thought maybe it was net code or maybe it was my fault. Either way, sorry.
As far as Jordan, your black flag, I'm not seeing it on my side of things.
He took care of it, Garrett. Thank you.
So to re-rack it here, no EOL due to it being
I'm able to take her.
a net code situation
It's
here.
because it was a hold that I already had deserved.
See Elijah Fisher back one lap down.
Did I hear that Falcon was hitting? We're on one to go here. I don't think that's going to be good.
If need be, I'll just add a lap.
I'm leaving now. We'll be good.
So 7-8 goes. Shane Harris led 9 laps tonight. Jordan Jorno pitted the second go around with these drivers. He has led 7.
Like the first restart chain, but it's a little bit switched up.
I like it.
I can't see anything on pit road because of this car.
Hayden, your car's on fire.
Coming to it here will be 77 to go whenever
Yeah, I feel
we
like
take
I'm
the
getting
green
it
flag
from
here.
that
And,
to everyone.
while we're talking so much. So Henning will bring them down. And we are rolling. Stephen Henning's led 1 lap tonight. About to lead a second. Chris Lyoto has worked himself up into the top 3. He has not led a lap, and pretty much 4th through 8th have not led a lap. So this is really a race anybody's a factor in. Elijah Fisher wanting another caution. Didn't get his lap back. Right now, top 8. Single filed out for the most part. Here comes Chris Lyoto. Chevy versus Ford on the outside. Lyoto will lead his first laps of the race tonight. 3 wide for 3rd and 6th. See a little bit of contact between the 19 and 27. No harm, no foul to keep it straight. One off the wall. Right now, about to be a quarter of a way through. Going to be 175 to go here. Mike Hauser, an aggressive block back there on the 52. Look on back here at this Hornet's Nest. Biggest field we've had in ARCA. 17 cars, well 18 I should say. A lot of guys came out knowing that they could win tonight. Appreciate all the drivers for coming out. Appreciate all the viewers. Second time out Saturday night. Fresh off the hangover and the fireworks to join us here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network for the Inspired Racing League ARCA Series. Aaron Stanton just posted the fastest lap of a 31.051.
Go.
Right now you see your favorite driver, the fastest time that they've ran so far tonight. Of course, Aaron just ran 31.05. That's the fastest at the moment. Hunter Azell working himself up into the mix in the top 5 spot. Driving a 19 Toyota, coming on strong. How about Henderson and Hauser trying to pull that outside lane back up? However, the cars that they need is not in their favor. As I say that, about 5 or 6 more jumps up there to help them. So, meaning really tonight. Really tonight, it's all about pretty much just be about as safe as you can. Put yourself in a position early right now. I think there's 2 early cautions. They've kind of figured to themselves, hey, right now we don't need to be 3 wide if possible. We just need a ride. Well, a lot of drivers are thinking. Kay Cannon's paint. Kay Cannon worked himself up into the 5th position. I do not believe the paint job has loaded on that number 9. I believe he wasn't in here whenever I reloaded the paint job the first time. But a driver tonight is coming after his wins at Phoenix in the ARCA Series. I believe he got a win at, I'm trying to remember where he got a win at. Well, I had to get that information, but right now Cannon has known that he was going to be locked in. Cannon won at USA, so the winner from Phoenix and USA International Speedway up to 3rd on the outside lane, pulling them. Right now it's all been Chris Lyotta leading since the restart. Looking to lead his 8th lap as Shane Harr jumps up to the outside lane. Harr looking to lead some more. And Cannon immediately down to the bottom. Henderson off the wall. You saw it right before we switched the camera angles. Right now, I mean, really, Shane Harr has, a little bit. That was a tight squeeze on the 60. Hunter Azell sideways. Good God. Good God.
That was yes, it was. Great job.
Whew. So after all that settles out, Mike Hauser's working himself up into 2nd. Going back to what I was saying, Shane Harr is pretty much in the same boat with Colt Ward and Hayden Williams. All right, it's just trophy hunt now. Probably cause a little bit of chaos for the 8 drivers that'll be racing for a championship starting next week.
Not mean a little tap you there. I got lost in the sun.
Right now, they've tried to set out. Kay Cannon and Shane Harr cannot determine who wants to lead right now as Cannon looks back to the outside. Cannon's not going to lap officially tonight. Well, he will that time. Kay Cannon leads his first laps with 66 to go. He immediately gets stuck 3 wide for the moment. Ann's going to roll back out, let him in. Teammates working together. Well, of course, Chevrolet, all of the plate tracks here at the ARCA series, Chevrolet has really been able to work together. You see Hadaway and Williams getting the wall just a little bit. All started with Aaron Stanton leading at Daytona, ended up winning that race. As Kay tries to go for a hole that wasn't there, Harsh kind of closed the door on him. But you can see the intensity's up tonight. But then we went to Talladega where Justin Miller car, the Chevrolets, played the strategy out perfectly again. Justin Miller car was able to get the win from Talladega, and now our last plate track of the season. And Chevrolet looks to be working together just as good as what they were to the end. Stanton now drops to the bottom. Kay goes down to cover him. I ain't even going to try, as you see, Hadaway off the wall again. I ain't even going to try to count the lead changes tonight. Well, you joined in late. We've had two cautions. We've had two cautions to start tonight. First one, a multi-car incident, and I put Elijah Fisher. Took out Fisher, Henderson, several others. Then we just had about 10 or 15 laps ago, we had another incident. Josh Henderson net goes to 54. So that is why you see Fisher down one lap, was two, got his lap back. And Kurt Gibson 7 laps down after returning to the racetrack. Oh, Stan about got turned. Again, it's just so hard that the way this trap is shaped, that front straightaway is very easy. I am surprised they've made it this far through the tri-oval as is. What a save by the 27. Meanwhile, Chris Lota trying to bring that final lane with Stephen Henning Jr., Colton Ward, Robert McKay, Jordan Jorno back up to the front. Cannon will lead his 4th lap of the race tonight. We can get a great look at the whole track and all the action. Down the TV tower, you look down the back straightaway here. A great run from the 6. He's going to give the 9 a bit of a tap. Shane Harr in that outside lane trying to make up the ground. So, I mean, coming off of 4 now. Going to get a great look at this. Then we're going to go right back into turn 1. Approaching halfway, we're going to take a look at the pit strategy stint so far. All right, I need more than just 8 drivers. Let's go with the normal 20. $18 works. So there you see at the moment, a lot of drivers on different strategies. I mean, you see Stephen Henning, he is on a 34-lap stint. At some point, Hennings's going to be praying for a caution as they're coming up on the lap car of Kurt Gibson.
Laps were pretty occupied.
Again, multiple strategies being played out tonight. See, Kurt Gibson now is going to go up to the very top lane. They're going to put 3 wide momentarily. As Gibson in the wall just a little bit, keeps it straight. We're good. How about Cannon up to block Shane Harr?
That would keep Cade.
A little bit of contact from the 60 to 21. Harr able to keep it together.
Sorry, Aaron, we stacked up there.
Right now, there's no give and take. There's really no room to give, Harley. You give, they're just going to stack up behind you. And whenever a wreck does happen again, track's so narrow that really just going to be one driver gets turned at the front of the field again. It's going to take them all out. Henning now jumps up, trying to occupy that second lane. He will. Now Stephen Henning going to try to put that outside lane up to the lead. Stephen Henning's only led 2 laps tonight, trying to lead just a little bit more. Wants to really lead that last lap. Right now, 16 drivers technically able to win this race. Josh Henderson has lost the draft, however, so Henderson, one of them needing a caution. At some point, Stephen Henning's going to need one, but Henning right now don't seem to don't seem to care about as one car on the apron. Oh, it's Chris Lyota. Lyota now slow on the pace. We'll look at the dashboard, 153. Not sure what happened.
I can't see Mike.
I can't tell you this, buddy. This is a warning on the internet. Just a warning. See, is Mike out of shape completely. Several drivers scattering.
Car there for a second back there.
I would be surprised if we keep it straight for a green flag pit stop. They're still 3 wide. And oh, Darcy Hard, Jesse Glover.
Spinner in the front.
Throw it.
Front stretch.
Saw that coming. I was trying to get eyes on him.
I'm sorry about that, Cade. I don't know if I was blinking. I'm just out with it right there. I was like sideways on Steve's bumper.
No, it was weird. You weren't even blinking. Like, you
Go
were
ahead and
blinking a
look
lot
at
of
it
the
here.
front stretch, and I think you may have, like, not a blink.
Darcy Hard comes up into the 96 and just sends him on around. I was just talking about caution. That will save Stephen Henning and Josh Henderson both.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Take one more look at it here. Yeah, 35 just comes up.
And pit road's open, so be careful if we need it.
Of course, we talk about this tri-oval. It's not like most tri-ovals. Definitely not Daytona Talladega. You see Darcy just coming up, and just ultimately gets involved. After review of this incident, 35 gets to 96. 35 will get to EOL. Thank you. So Glover now trying to get caught up. He was having a great run up until the end. Joseph Maddox does stay out to gain the track position as we'll look at the race off of pit road. Elijah Fisher does get his lap back.
Cade, you scared me when you lit your RPM up in pit road.
All right, now we're going to get a quick look at it. And at the line, Shane Harr barely gets Hayden Williams.
I'm on one here, but I feel like every time I go down the front stretch, I want to do the homestead where you put your hand in front of your eyes so you actually can get shade.
I had fun leading. That was awesome.
We've got a moment. We'll pull up Mike Hauser. Mike Hauser, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Garrett.
Well, buddy, intensity looks like it's been up. Drivers getting a little sideways here and there. Is that what you're seeing from your side of things, or is it just a product of how this track races?
I think it's definitely a product of how the track races. It's not your traditional super speedway race. Dirty air plays into it a lot. There's not a lot of room to go. So it's a lot more of a narrow track, so that's probably going to stack people up more, and they're going to get sideways potentially. I was sideways on Steve's bumper, and I'm just glad I saved it there.
What's it called? Netcode was really bad. Similar to the big.
All right, buddy. Well, look, we're going to go ahead and drop you down. I didn't quite catch what Elijah said,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
Anyway, we'll drop you
Mike,
down.
can I keep that up, please?
And best of luck to you.
10-4, thank you, Garrett.
Yes, sir.
So all I did is I just had gone into this session. I just put it to a random time. To be honest, I wasn't thinking about the sun or any of that.
Glad the fish is
I
still in
promise.
the
I don't
pits.
purposely set up a session so it's super bright.
Real fast.
These cars at this track is top.
Real fast before we go green.
I
I want to pull in this driver.
driver.
Joseph Maddox, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. Y'all copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, buddy, I'm going to make this quick because I know we're about to go green, but congratulations leading your first laps after a rough night Monday night. How does the car feel and where are you at mentally, and do you feel like you can get the job done?
Just happy for the pride and things for my teammates to be out here, so maybe we can get it done.
All right, buddy, be a hell of a way to start your debut in ARCA with a win. Best of luck to you. I'll go ahead and drop you back down. Little checkup effect on the outside lane. Elijah Fisher is back on the lead lap, so he will now be able to contend for this race again. Was up there earlier before the wreck on lap 5. Just past halfway whenever we get back going here. Joseph Maddox, Jesse Glover brings them down. We're rolling. And Glover did not get a good start. Really going to hurt that outside lane. He'll go ahead and jump down to the bottom. Big separation from the 21 and the 01 to the rest of the pack. So they're going to be sitting ducks. Right now, Glover is not lucky. He's still up to speed, but down the back straightaway. Shane Hart, Justin Maddox saying, man, it's time to get out of Dodge. Hurry up when he comes back here. They come. You see it on the overlay on the ticker, 3/10 and counting. Jesse Glover looking to have a great night tonight. Justin Maddox and Glover both stayed out on a 31 lap stint here, so they're hoping maybe for another quick caution. As everybody else pitted under this caution. Shane Hard ducks out of line. Hard wants to lead again. Of course, Shane Hard has led. Want to be 16 and counting as long as Aaron does not get to the bottom of it. Here comes Aaron. But at the line, give it to Shane Hard. But here comes Aaron Stanton right back to the bottom. How about Hayden Williams has finally got it there in the mix. Him and Hadaway both have been hovering around 6th through 10th all race, but right now Hayden's starting to show his muscle up to 3rd. Chris Lowe, another one of them, looking for his first win and inspired both in Cup and ARCA alone. See a little bit 3 wide. Ashton Hauser, they blend right back to 2nd. Stephen Henning from the bottom to the top floor, way back there in the pack. Right now, I mean, if you're really Aaron Stanton just right as well, you're right on board with him now. We're looking at the back bumper of Shane Hart. Look at that motor working. Really seems stationary, though, don't it? Right now, he knows that bottom lane's coming, getting a massive push. You see Hart all over the back bumper. Look who it is, Chris Lauda on the bottom lane, trying to make something happen. The sights and sounds at Atlanta. And right now, Chris Lauda wants to lead some more. Lauda's led 10 laps. He is tied with Cade Cannon. As there's a bit of a bottleneck effect back there towards the back to keep it straight. You look at Mike House. What a save. It really was. 44 to go. Kurt Gibson. I believe that's Kurt Gibson at 51. It is. So Kurt Gibson not running for position. 12 laps down after an unfortunate debut night for him. With the rings of the incident. neither one of his own doing. As Cade Cannon now thought about wanting to go down. Here comes Bobby Hadaway. Get on up there, Bobby. Hadaway has not led a lap all night officially yet. With a strong Monster Energy car, he looks to try to do so, but Aaron Stanton will lead his 8th of the night. 42 to go. At some point, drivers are not going to start being as forgiving. The driver gets caught up, 3 wide on the front straightaway. Yeah, you can forget anybody giving or taking anything, as right now Stanton continues to lead. Shane Hart running second, Hadaway third. Cade Cannon and Joseph Max, that's the top 5. Of course, if there's really a threat, if there's really a favorite for the championship, I would go with Aaron Stanton. Honestly, really 3 wins, has been consistent all year long. Has been at the front just about every race. See Joseph Max now dives it right back down to the bottom. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the chat seems a little quiet tonight. So that being said, anybody who wants to shout out their favorite driver and or predict the race winner tonight, you can do so in the chat box and let us know who your favorite driver is and who do you think is going to win. I'll tell you somebody that has all of a sudden came out of nowhere. I just saw him duck right back down to behind Mike Hauser. Elijah Fisher has came from 2 laps down and is trying to lead some laps here tonight. Fisher wanting him knowing next week he'll be fighting for not just 1 but 2 championships in Cup and ARCA alone. Meanwhile, Cannon's still trying to pull the 3 Fords of Hauser, Fisher, and Maddox up side by side with the outside lane. Here comes the run from the bottom, but Stanton able to fend it off and lead another lap. Well, you got to think here. There are a lot of drivers they pit on that last caution, but Glover and Maddox both 41 lap stints so far. Got to think too, they cannot keep going like this before they go out to pit. Right now, Maddox is on the bottom lane, so it's going to be a little bit easier for him to pit. Jesse Glover stuck up there on the outside lane. Let's not make no mistake about it. There's with 37 to go, as somebody slow on the apron back straightaway, Chris Lyotta again. Yeah, he's probably thinking he don't want nothing to do with this. And I said the other night, I was really looking for an in-race reporter, somebody to really give me some feedback. See Robert McKay from the top to the bottom. With that being said, he wanted to do this now. He said if I wanted to, I could do it. So we're going to pull up my in-race reporter. George Henderson, Garrett Jenkins, real fast. You got a copy?
I got you. What's up, buddy?
Well, buddy, right now, everybody seems to be playing it safe here. About what time could we be seeing another round of green flag pit stop?
Not gonna pit anymore, Garrett. Gonna save fuel. Don't tell anybody.
10-4, buddy. Jesse Glover's
I'm about 5 laps short. Yeah, we got 18 incident points already. We've been making it fun at the beginning, so now it's just time to ride. See if we can make this on fuel. Might be interesting.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll drop you on back down. Thank you for being the in-race reporter tonight. Best of luck to you.
No problem. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate what you do.
Yep, no problem. So that was the first ever, I believe, live in-race report during a green flag run that I've done. And Hunter Azell has got to the front, the newcomer. Hunter Azell, he thrives in restricted plate races all around, a decent driver. As the Lowe's for Pros Toyota was out front just for a moment, but he will not lead this lap officially. Cade Cannon will lead his 11th. See Stanton Hard staying a little bit off the wall there. Jesse Glover has pitted.
Four car pitting this lap. 01 pitting this lap as well.
So the 4 and the 01 coming in this time. Bit of a strategy game. You're just Sir Josh trying to make it on. As Hunter Azell this time will officially lead his first laps in the Inspired ARCA series. And not to be outdone, here comes Stanton and Har on the outside. 31 to go. Joseph Maddox, black flag, too fast entering. There you see it at the bottom of the screen. As quickly as it comes, it goes. Don't want to put too much attention on the drivers. And of course, you know, it was going to be, it's a tricky pit road. It's not like your stereotypical pit road. Pit off a 4 and make it. You actually got to enter in 3. The only difference is you can go as fast as you want through 3 and 4. But you got to be slowed up enough to make the commit come. And unfortunately, Joseph, too fast entering. There you see the Knights came undone for the driver of the 01. Elijah Official 1 lap down. That is not what he wanted to see. He's got Glover and Lyota right behind him, though. As you look back there real quick, there's Fisher, and then Glover and Lyota are just out of frame. So Fisher will have help as several drivers scraping the wall. Good God. Miss Marcy, to be honest with you, I have no idea. It just all of a sudden popped up one day, and I do not know what it's worth. It says the top fans at the top of my screen, so I guess you and me. Oh, Hard, you turned hard into the wall. Caution is out at the Speedway, and there it goes. The entire field near about. Jorno's in it, Stanton's in it, Cannon's involved, Shane Hard with massive damage. Gosh, to almighty, Hayden Williams is in it. What an impact.
I don't know how I missed that.
Hayden Williams crowd walking it. There is nothing I have never seen.
We're good. We can catch here. We're going to get passed by the pace car.
I have never seen iRacing cars get so
I have a
tore
meatball
up.
and it wasn't open until after I passed it. We're not caught up. Why did it open?
Good.
You have to pass him, Kristen, just to
Good God
Yeah, Jesse,
almighty
let's go. We gotta
Jesus.
go.
What has happened here? Let's look at it.
just pass him if you can. He's not.
We're going to set this up
Oh,
here.
You gotta go. You gotta get around there.
We're pushing.
You gotta get around me here too.
Ah, Shane. God almighty. Robert McKay got a piece. This is going to take a little bit
Thank
to
you, brother.
decipher because it's really technically about 2 incidents. Just got to figure out which one. So we'll look at it here. So there's a push to the 27. That right there causes Shane to get checked up just a little bit. Not by much, but it's enough to where Cannon know where to go. From there to 21 of Hart, completely sideways. And right back up in the air and Stanton. Massive, massive impacts. See Robert
I hope
McKay
Jared was on board.
know where to go.
That was totally net code, and I don't know.
I felt like we were doing that just fine the whole time, but I don't know what happened.
We'll look at it. Actually, let's look at it.
Hey, yo, why'd you shorten it?
Yeah, why'd you shorten it?
Might need to extend it here, Garrett. Can I keep...
On the pace car.
I don't know why he extended it, and I'm aware of it, and I've extended it. Thank you.
I will need a black flag clear. This would have been my lap to pit here, and I am going in, so you will need to clear my black, please.
So let's
Hey,
run.
Garrett, I got an unsafe pit entrance. Not sure why. I don't know if that's something you can look at or not.
If everybody can just give me a minute, I'm trying to figure out the wreck here. Jesus.
The line is on engine.
Review complete.
Also, 01, I'm not mad or anything, but like, when we're trying to catch the pace car like that, we have to go. Like, you kind of stood behind my pit.
After review of the incident, 21 does get into the back of the 27. Calling 27 getting into the wall, and from there it's a checkup. 21 will get the EOL at this time. Thank you. Now, I gotta take care of all that. EOL, now I got to see Bobby's thing here. Back it all the way up and hurry up before we go green here. Or we're already going green. After revealed the 52's pit entry, you go over the orange box, half in and half out, therefore the EOL or the black flag will stand. Thank you.
No problem. I was just curious what I did.
As far as the little crown things, like you two are the biggest supporters for Inspired. Let's just put it that way. You've earned your crowns. I don't know where the crowns came from. I don't know what it is, but I'm just as I'm going to assume that's what it means. Well, that being said, okay, Cannon returning to the racetrack. 3 laps down. Several drivers are returning to the track. That is correct. Right now, I don't know what's up with the overlays. Not being. Oh!
Reviewing French Fish 2772, everybody's wrecking up there.
Standing in the grass. The night's already came undone for a driver.
We gotta catch the pace car. Go. Exiting turn 2.
Pace car down the back straightaway. 23 to go, and already you're starting to see the tendencies of Atlanta. Hayden Williams was not out in front. He was trying to stay on the lead lap. Let's go back and look at this. God, Jesus.
0-1, we've let you by. Come on, buddy.
God, what a hit. Aaron Stanton takes a vicious impact. Look at it slow motion here. .52 comes
I got
down.
wrecked on the pit road. Why do I have a black flag? Can I get it cleared, please?
After review of the incident, 52 comes down on the 27. 52 will get EOL this time. Look at Joseph Maddox there real fast.
And then Garrett, I believe, Matt got right in the road. You double check him.
I am working on it. Okay, he did not enter the pits. So what's the deal? Fast forward just a little bit more here. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Clear it. After review of the black flag with the 01, the 01 gets forced onto pit road, resulting in an unsafe pit exit. Black flag has been cleared. Thank you.
For future reference, doesn't have to get like publicly reviewed here. Just clear it if it's just whatever. Generally speaking, if people are getting wrecked and have it happen, just go ahead and clear it.
Just doing my job to the best of my ability.
Thank you, though, Garrett.
Garrett.
To reset it, what did I say at the top of the broadcast about one named Colton Ward, who would somehow find his way to the front, and by God, with 20 to go, Colton Ward running second. He is the biggest mover of tonight, up 15 spots. Hunter Zell up 12. And then Chris Lyota and Bobby Hadaway both up 7 spots.
Well, boys, I'm killed, but it was fun while it lasted.
Aaron, I'm sorry about that, man.
You're good.
Not this rough, I get joined by Aaron standing up here in the booth. And I won't be upset about it neither. Well, it's nice to have a broadcast partner sometimes. But Aaron Stanton will officially
Yeah, sorry, Kate. I had to throw my water bottle down there in the apron. I didn't get on the track.
I mean, hey.
But Aaron Stanton will officially be the first retiree of this race. And not the way he wanted to go off into the playoffs
That was
next
great,
week.
2014.
But Stanton did lead 20 laps so far to most of every driver. Right now, for the moment, he will receive the bonus point. As Mike Hauser and Colton Ward brings them down to the restart zone here. We are rolling. Hunter Azell up to second so far. Great run by the Toyota driver. Looking to try to go full time next season, unaware at the moment. Right now putting the Hauser down. Lyota jumps up with his teammate Colton Ward. Here comes the outside lane. Colton Ward, a big head of steam. Cannot take away the ability that Ward has. He has been a threat ever since he burst onto the scenes here. If he had came in right when the season started, he would have been a factor in the playoffs. But right now, Ward was about to go through. After a moment, you see a little bit of contact between him. 18 to go. Slowly but surely, intensity is going to start picking up just even a little bit more. You're going to see drivers taking, not giving. Of course, hope everybody enjoyed the 4th of July weekend. In case you missed some of the action, Daniel Falkenham wins the MMS race 2 nights in a row. I just named a few. Joey Masterwitz wins Dega Pro and one of the closest finishes on this network. You can review this in every Inspired Racing League race on the Raging Idiot Racing Network channel. And there's some great ones to go back and rewatch. So if you're ever bored doing work and looking to pass time, you can see the archive of every league on here, Inspired included. For free, might I add. Shane Harr off the wall right now. There's a free pass battle. There's another caution between Harr and Glover. Right now, Colton Ward has not led up until just now. Has led going to be 3 laps this time. Here comes Chris Lyota to the outside lane. 15 to go. How about Bobby McKay? a great run in the one car to start a debut night, even if it is just Atlanta. Again, 15 to go. You can driver in the chat, or even put in your picks for a winner tonight. If I got to pick one, I'm gonna go with somebody who was potentially a long shot all season, but in the last half of the season, he has really burst onto the scene. My pick tonight will be Chris Liotta and getting it done. Darcy Harr off the wall hard. Look to ring up a 2X. Don't know what damage done to that 35. Here comes Ward crossing up his teammate. 3 wide. For the moment, they blend back to 2. Chris Liotta, buddy, you got to defend every lane. Because you give him a minute, Irby coming from all angles. You're right on board with him now. 13 going to be 12 to go this time by. Well, right now the best thing he can see is that outside lane is not getting the run that it needs to off the corner. Right now a little bit dicey. More controlling in the bottom. He's going to blend up, arc the corner, take the air off of the 1. Really going to put the 1 in a bad spot handling wise. Josh Henderson makes it 3 wide for the moment. He'll let Ward come back up. How about Mike Hauser? He'll jump off. A little bit of sheet metal coming off one car. Boys, it's only going to get, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's only going to get more physical, more aggressive from here. You see a 35 off the wall again. Liotta up the cover, the outside lane. You'll hear me say, you've heard me say on other broadcasts how important the lane control is. Right now, Chris Liotta is going to get crossed over by Mike Hauser. Hauser wants to lead with 10 to go. Right now, outside lane, with the more cars and the more lined up compared to the bottom one driver, McKay saves it. That's not McKay. Jordan Jorno. Liotta back to the lead. Hauser gets shuffled back to 6. All my is right. This is getting good. Grab the popcorn and the ratchet strap. Oh, Liotta gets turned. Caution is out with 9 to go. Hunter is out there still wrecking. McKay, Gibson, Josh Henderson's in the grass.
I saw them last second. Sorry, Steven.
You're good. Just had to clean my drawers, that's all.
Darcy Harris involved.
Yeah, no, I made you jump. I'm sorry. I saw you last second. I was like, oh,
Kurt
no.
Gibson, a bad night, looks to be terminal.
I'm good.
Hey, race control. I got the drive-through for the too many incident points during the caution. Do I still have to use the drive-through, or can I do the ELO instead?
You'll have to do a drive-through on the green.
My spotter talked over you. I have to do the drive-through.
Yes.
Nice, we gotta catch up, man. Let's go. I got a pit.
What's gone wrong?
So we're going to look at it here. This is definitely the big one of the night. And it comes with 9 laps to go. Yeah, to get out of sequence and 52.
You're gonna get a penalty.
52 comes down, catches the 62nd incident of the night for the 52.
Probably got a penalty for passing cars under yellow there.
No.
Look at it one more time here. It's all going to start. It's just how the track is designed, how the tri-oval it is. And you see the 52 gets out of lines. He wants to push to 60, but just does miscalculate it. Unfortunately, it takes out a lot of contenders. Look at everybody scattering. After review of this incident, 52 makes contact with the 60, triggering the caution. 52, being that this is his second incident caused of the night, it will be an EOL and a drive-through penalty under green. Thank you. Take care of this now while I'm thinking about it.
Don't mind me on the bomb here, everyone. I'm currently plugging in my headset. Give me 1 second.
Alright, I want to do this 2 ways because I know how to do it 1 way. You will. No, that's took care of.
I don't know why it tells you to go down pit road, and then you go down pit road, you pit, and then you get lapped. That makes sense.
Because we were so far behind after the wreck, Steve, and I had the same problem. I literally get on pit road and the pace car's passing us.
That being said, multi-car incident.
Feels like the Bristol Super Speedways.
Yeah, it really feels like a short track with that fucking moves on pace.
Then joined in the booth by Aaron Stanton. Aaron Stanton, you got a copy?
What's up, Aaron? You didn't realize I was in here?
No, people had told me off and on throughout the week that they were hearing the notifications on Discord going off in the broadcast, so I turned everything off. So I actually had no idea you're in here, so that's my fault.
Oh, okay.
And right now, it's your Chevrolet teammates out front. It's going to be, when we go back to green here, 5 to go. Do you feel like Chevrolet is able to get it done tonight?
Colton's fast everywhere, so I wouldn't be surprised. Mike's been up front all race long too, so no, he's not my teammate, but we all hope for a Mike win.
Yeah, we
every once in a while.
Always do, and I'll tell you, somebody who's not been a fattener all night has worked himself up into the top 5. Elijah Fisher, bit of a rematch from Phoenix. As he'll go up to cover and Hayden Williams now. Side by side, going to be 4 to go. And Aaron, I want to ask you, the amount of caution we've had tonight, is this merely drivers being a little too aggressive, or is this just a product of Atlanta?
Just a product of Atlanta. I know it's been kind of a caution fest, but it was fun in my seat. These things, for some reason, race like. These things are so much fun around this track for some reason. So.
Yes, sir. It's been fun watching it. And Elijah Fisher, for the first time tonight, out front, looking to walk into the playoffs next week with a little bit of pep in his step. At the line, Fisher leads officially. Hayden Williams right behind him. And of course, Aaron, Hayden, and Colton both really have burst onto the scenes here since they joined. Is there anything advice that you've given them since they joined, or is it pretty much just what they bring to the table?
I haven't given Colton any advice. He doesn't need any, and honestly, I haven't really given Hayden much advice either. He's been fast right off the bat, so
that was
kind of figuring it out himself.
There's the move, but none of the. I'm surprised Cade and Colton did not go with the 40. I ain't surprised that the 43 didn't go, but I'm surprised as Colton and Cade both off the wall. And right now, if you're a Chevrolet running 3rd, 4th, and 6th, how do you set up coming to the white flag here?
They all gotta make their move on the bottom at once and just kind of like train them. And Kate is trying to now, but nobody went with him. That sucks.
I'm surprised by that because right now I do not believe Hauser's going to lead Fisher bumper. Hauser in the wall. They're wrecking Hunter Azell. Doesn't matter. White flag's out. They're wrecking again big in the back. And at the line, from 2 laps down to the win, Elijah Fisher will take EchoPark.
Mike, you hit the wall.
Hauser second, Ward third, Jorno
man.
fourth,
I was
Lyota
trying to
in the
stay on
fifth
fourth
spot.
car and you got into me and I just...
And was there anything they really could do, or once they started wrecking, that was it?
Pullen lost all of his momentum when Mike hit the wall. I'm surprised Mike didn't make a move on Elijah there. Kind of just gave him the win.
I am too, very surprised, but regardless of the fact Elijah Fisher only led 4 laps, and they were the last 4. After a rough start for the driver to 4, able to rebound, take momentum into the ARCA Series playoffs next week. Aaron, I know you wanted to be up there in the mix. You will officially, however, get the bonus point for leading the most laps. So real fast, we'll pull Elijah up here for an interview. Top 3 do get interviews. Elijah Fisher, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yes,
sir.
Once Mike hit the
Well,
wall,
buddy.
they went behind. The win was already given to him.
About the most up and down night I've seen anybody have. And I've been doing a lot of broadcasts this week. Just take me through from the wreck early to 2 down to being able to be in contention up here. What was the strategy? What was the mindset?
No, I know, I get it. I'm just saying that's how it just.
Oh, dude, I mean, going back to the start of the race, it was all about trying to get back on the lead lap. I thought our race was done. I thought it was over. I really thought, we had just completely blew it. I mean, we were up front on lap 7 where we shouldn't have been, and the whole race was just trying to get back into position. And man, it was hard, but I don't know. The scholars and gentlemen or professors are going to have to study that one because I don't know how we went from being 3 laps down almost to victory lane.
Yes, sir, but it was a very up and down night for you, like I said. And regardless, was there really any plans between the Fords at some point? We kind of figured Mike weren't going to leave you, but we were actually surprised when they started wrecking behind that neither one of that Mike would not make the move. Did you feel like he would, or did you feel like he was pretty much going to guard you to the end?
Once we got to that white flag, we were just talking about where everybody else was at and trying to, kind of spot for each other, I guess, in the sense. But, I told him on the backstretch, he absolutely can go ahead and race me for it. I told him he could, and by no means are we just going to sit there and lay down for each other. I mean, I told him if the pressure's good out back, we can work together. If you've got a better chance at it than me, let's make sure it's a Ford. But end of the day, I mean, he was free to do what he needed. It was really surprisingly hard to actually create a run with these cars a little bit. It was really hard to kind of draft up to another car. I feel like part of that was too why some of the racing tonight was really kind of gridlocked in a way. You just couldn't really do much. Bottom lane could not really get going. Like it was top dominant, and we avoided the wreck. That's pretty much what won me that race. I don't even know how I did so. I saw a couple cars on my right coming down the track, and I was like, I'm gonna go as low as I can get. But once I heard they were wrecking and saw the smoke, I'm like, I am getting as low as I can. And I don't know, we came up P3 after that, and just made that move and the jump to the outside.
Aaron, you got any questions for him?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, Elijah, the last question that comes every time I interview a driver. And I'll say this because I feel like the more we grow as a league, the more we're going to have people start coming on. So is there anybody you want to shout out tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to thank family, mom, especially for watching every race, and everybody at the Ford camp. You guys are awesome. Thank you, especially to Mike. I mean, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had those set pushes and everything. It would have been a lot more of a challenge for sure. Man, I don't know, just I'm kind of still baffled that he even got it, but it's good to get the regular season win before headed into playoffs here in ARCA. We haven't not had the season I was expecting or hoping to have, but hey, it's playoffs, and
Of course, got to thank the man upstairs.
Yes, sir, buddy. Congratulations tonight. Elijah Fisher's your winner from EchoPark Speedway. Appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. Woo! Let's go.
Well, Aaron, with that being said, we're going to pull in the second man to this equation that got Elijah to win. And I'm pretty sure you're going to want to talk to this one. Mike Hauser, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Ah! I got you.
Ow.
Sorry about that.
Damn.
I'm fired up right now.
Well, buddy, me and Aaron were talking about it right as y'all crossed the line. We were surprised that you did not make the move on the 4. He said he gave you the opportunity to. Did you feel like that maybe it was going to, in some way, keep Ford from a 1-2 finish, or did you feel like there weren't really no momentum? What was the mindset going into turn 3?
There's not enough momentum, honestly. Like I said, Colton gave me a push there, and I was already right on Elijah's bumper, so it pushed me even farther up into the wall, and that kind of killed our momentum. You can bet your bottom dollar that if I had the momentum, I would have taken a shot at Elijah there. And he was even telling me, hey, if you're going to take the move, but I didn't have any momentum. So up to that point, it was a crazy race, and, I thought it was pretty exciting. I was having the time of my life up there. So
Right. It was awesome to watch. Aaron, you got any questions for him?
I just want to say, when I was in this race, like, for some reason, this was so much fun. Like, these cars at this track was weird but fun.
yeah, absolutely. Like I was telling Garrett earlier, it just doesn't race like your typical super speedway. There's actually like gaps. You're not like constantly bumper to bumper, and it allows like runs to generate, or allows, you're not gridlocked all the time. And it was tough at points to, gain momentum. You really had to have a good pusher. But yeah, I had a blast racing this race tonight, and I told myself we're already locked in. We're gonna go out. We're gonna put on a show for everybody, and we saw some fireworks for sure tonight.
And I want to actually ask you, both of you really can answer this question. During the run we saw, now granted we saw guys clip the apron a little bit, but there was a few times the cars would start washing up the track. Was that just a product of the dirty air that these cars was generating, or do you feel like, or was it by design to let the car drift up just a little bit off of that red line and arc it back down? Because I saw Chris fade up entering 1 and then take the air off the 1. So do you feel like a lot of the times we saw the cars drifting up the track a little bit, was that a driver's choice, or was that a little bit of dirty air in the mix?
There was some tire wear.
Definitely, yeah. There was tire wear. Dirty air played a role into it. Me not being able to see the white line played a role into it. Like, the sun was beating right down on us, so there were times where, like, I don't know where, the red and white line was, but yeah, I think dirty air played a role into it. Sometimes just people trying to get a grip on their car. When you're in the draft, it's so hard to keep it straight sometimes, especially when you're bumper to bumper.
And the side drafting in these cars is crazy.
That too.
Like, hitting people down on the bottom when you're on the top line. I don't know. It's like weird strategies you had to pull in these cars tonight.
Yeah, it was
for sure.
Yeah, it looked off the chart. Mike, the next question coming. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, God himself, even etc. The floor is yours. Shout anybody out.
Yeah, obviously want to thank 4 teammates, Elijah and Steve and Matt, you're all doing good tonight. We all agreed that we're going to have a little fun, but try to help each other out. And like I said, I would have taken them to the inside there. I would have taken a shot at them if I had a chance, but I want to thank them. Thank you guys for putting the broadcast on as always. And, everyone for watching tonight. And I hope it was fun. That's probably one of the most fun super speedway races I've had. It's because I actually got it put in 4th gear for once.
All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Mike Hauser comes home second tonight. You will complete the Ford 1-2 finish. Appreciate your time, Mike. Good job.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Yep. Final interviewer tonight, the man that comes in third, who honestly I felt like we was going to steal yet another win, as that's what he's really became accustomed to doing. Colton Ward, Garrett Jenkins there, and stand up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I'm here.
Well, buddy, and no, not surprising. You come from the back to the front, gain the most spots again for like the, I don't know, 7th, 8th week in a row. If there was points, if there was points awarded for that, me and Aaron can probably agree that you would get them points every freaking week. But just tell us about the night. It was a long night, and the question was really the question I have. I was a bit surprised when Hayden went down to the bottom, and you and I believe it was Jordan Jorno did not go down. Was it just, did he make the move in your opinion too late, or were you not expecting him to dive to the bottom? What was the mindset coming to the white flag?
I think it was Cade. It was Cade. I hate him.
Yeah, that was a lap car. That was Cade.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there wasn't much we could do. But like on that last lap, I guess I sucked up really fast, or it was just like a little checkup, and I touched Mike and put him in a little bit in the wall, and that was that.
Yeah, we saw. Well, hold up. I gotta switch it. There we go. Yeah, we saw Hunter Azell slide after that contact. Then there was a wreck behind. But off and on, what was your mindset going into the night? Aaron and Mike gave a lot of insight there in Mike's interview about how these cars, they're so weird how they run at this track, but they are fun to drive. The side draft is wicked, and how you're able to suck up to the back of a car. That being said, what was your take on tonight as far as the wreck goes, and what was the mindset really to avoid everything and make it to the end?
Be in last place to get through the wreck. That's where I was.
Aaron, you got any questions for me?
He was the whole time.
He was not.
I mean, I dived down to like the apron to dodge those like 2 big wrecks that we had. I think I seen Aaron die twice there. At least the first time. I think he was in the air.
I did die twice. I was like cat out there tonight, but it finally caught up to me.
Well, unfortunately, we ain't gonna be able to find them Dragon Balls again for any anime fans. That was y'all's big shout out. But Aaron, do you got any questions for Colton?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, Colton,
Yeah, he was in the chat with me.
Well, then that explains everything then. Well, Colton, you know the question that comes next. Or anybody want to shout out or thank the night friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Thank you for broadcasting this race. Thanks for Elijah for hosting. Thanks for our teammates trying to draft each other.
Man,
they all died.
Well, I'll say this. In AJ Thompson's words, you took the big, beautiful Sporky almost to the win tonight. However, Colton Ward, we'll have to settle for P3. Appreciate your time, buddy. Good job.
Yep.
Well, Aaron, we're going to run through the results here while I still got time. Session's about to end. And I've had to find out the hard way. I cannot pull up the results when it does. So, real fast, we'll run through it. As soon as it pulls up, there it is. Mike, so it's actually saying Elijah. Okay, it's, oh, probably because I got practice times on like an idiot. That has something to do with it. So Elijah Fisher, winner tonight. Mike Hauser comes in second. Colton Ward third. Jordan Jorno fourth. Chris Liotta, a great run tonight for the 60. We'll have to settle for a fifth. Hunter Azell sixth. Hayden Williams seventh. Robert McKay, after a great run tonight, settles for 8. Henning ninth. The first Har, Darcy Har in 10th. Jesse Glover, Joseph Maddox, Josh Henderson, Cade Cannon, Bobby Hadaway, Shane Har, Kirk Gibson, and man, I hate to say this with you in here, but Aaron Stanton rounds out the field. And Aaron, is there any key takeaways tonight that drivers can take into the future, because I believe Cup will be coming here next year for this track. So is there any takeaways you as a driver can take tonight?
How tricky pit road is. I really hate the pit road in this track. The track is fun, but the pit lane, terrible. That's my only takeaway.
That's your only takeaway.
Also, side note, did Jordan just win the regular season championship from the night?
let's look at it and see coming into tonight. And I am going to try to do the math the best in my head that I can do here. So, where are we at? Fuji last week. According to what I have, no. According to what I'm looking at after Fuji, it would appear that, unless it's unofficial, it would appear that you have clinched a regular season championship after last week's race. You got 447, Jorno's got 396. So, unofficial.
So
Right
40, 50 is the max, right?
51's the max, that extra bonus point that you got tonight.
Well, I finished dead last, but with that one extra point. Jordan finished, like, it's going to be close.
Let's see here as far as that goes.
I don't think he did, but it's going to be close.
Before we go off the air. Well, at least tally up these two. I do not believe nobody else is within range to really take it over. So, unofficially, you will come home 18th, but with a bonus point. Folks, I know we're going a little bit past the hour. I know the network don't give me a lot of time to put these races on. I'm constantly arguing with them, but if you give me just one moment, we can try to figure out, as far as Stanton and Jorno goes, who gets the most points. But I do believe that nobody else is within earshot range. So you would get 20 off of what you already have now. Back to the point.
Nah, I got it. He's going to be close, but
447 to 20. 447 and 20. And Jorno comes into the night. I know Jorno, he has led the points as far as the drivers getting in on points. He has led that category all year long. After 2 runner-up finishes to Aaron Stanton and about 2 or 3 more, I believe. Jorno credited with 4th tonight. So, with that being said, so officially between you two, you will have clinched the regular season points to 467 to Jordan's 436. So right now,
he did gain quite a bit.
You said what?
I said he did gain quite a bit.
Yeah, he made a hell of a charge at it, but at the end, the only one that's walking out here tonight with some pep in her step going into the playoffs will be Elijah Fisher. Aaron, I appreciate you joining me up here in the booth. It's always a hell of a time with you up here. Hope we can do a little bit more, just under different circumstances than DNFing in a race.
Hey, I tried not to. But...
I know. The hell of a run, buddy.
Yep.
Well, that being said, again, appreciate Aaron Stanton joining me up here in the booth. My name's Garrett Jenkins. Don't forget, tomorrow night, HGR, right here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. And until tomorrow night, I will see each and every one of y'all again soon. And also, do not forget Round 2 Inspired Cup Series from Atlanta. Not this Atlanta, old Atlanta. Until then, everybody stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend.